Enbridge decision today? How about this crowd gathering here today? My name is Brigette, and I moved here from Ottawa. And I did that because I knew that it was here. It was you. It was the First Nations people here that are capable of stopping Harper's destructive energy agenda. I want to acknowledge the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, the Squamish people for their incredible struggle against colonization, and that continues today, and that is what the Enbridge pipeline represents. I want to thank the First Nations people who are leading this struggle. I want to thank all of you, the people who have been working on this for years, giving your heart and soul to this battle. Thank you. Today, we waited with dreaded anticipation for Harper to make his decision. And to think he had the nerve to approve the Enbridge Northern Gateway pipeline. To think that he had the nerve. But just because he approved that pipeline does not mean it will be built. A democratic decision to say yes to this pipeline? No! When 2/3 of British Columbians have clearly voiced their opposition. And more than that, was it respectful of First Nations communities when 130 First Nations communities have opposed this project? Was it a sound environmental decision? When the tar sands are polluting First Nations communities in Alberta, Fort Chip, Fort Mackay, people are dying of cancers. Was it a smart environmental decision when the tar sands are fueling climate change, displacing hundreds of thousands of people all around the world? And yet Harper says that it's okay because it's good for jobs and it's good for the economy. Whose economy? We're talking about 200 permanent pipeline operations jobs. And we're talking about losing thousands of jobs in tourism, in fisheries, people who depend on their livelihoods, like my friend Arnie who lives up north, who's a fisherman, who depends on that delicious salmon. We are talking about destroying, potentially, an entire economy, $140 million economy. So even on Harper's terms, this is a bad decision. Decision politically, when we just saw a poll that 40% of people are less likely to vote for Harper now that he's approved the pipeline. Serves him right, and it will be the same for the other MPs if they choose to support this. There is another way. There is a wonderful way. There is a green energy revolution happening in places all over the world. In places like Spain, where their top energy source is coming from wind. In places like Germany, with solar and wind energy. There is a much more sane way. And we can have more We can learn from Indigenous brothers and sisters about what sane relations with the land actually looks like, and follow them. We know there's another way, and we can transition towards that way. It is possible. What's exciting is that 20,000 people have signed the Hold the Line pledge. We see Unistoten have mounted a blockade to stop this pipeline. And we will stand with them. We are at a truly critical, pivotal moment in time because investors are still scared. And those who are shipping the crude, they're still scared. They're hesitant because of First Nations legal challenges, because of civil disobedience campaigns. And this decision will not be made by Harper. It will be made by us. And whether we choose to put our bodies on the line, to risk arrest, to support First Nations on the land, to support First Nations legal challenges. Harper has been taking us in the wrong direction for too long. And today, the people are speaking and saying enough is enough. No Enbridge pipeline.